Yo, yo. What's up, guys? Today's video is actually going to be on polyphasic sleeping. It's a little sleep experiment I tried. It's a sleep cycle and not really an experiment. It's been proven it works, but I wanted to see its effects on fitness. Not a lot of people do it with that intention, but I wanted to see what it would do. But anyway, so what polyphasic sleeping is, its philosophy is you sleep less and you do more work, and that does not mean talking to friends, does not mean being social. It literally means you're going just through books, reading, like you're gonna give, it's probably your most productive era. If you're on polyphasic sleeping, you're going to be really productive. You're going to stop talking to friends. You're going to stop doing all that stuff, and all you're going to care about is reading and books and all that. Usually, a lot of people tend to do it around tests, which is kind of sad, but it's better to do it in general. Now, there are two main parts of polyphasic sleeping. There's Uberman and there's Everyman. Uberman is basically you take it's 6 20-minute naps evenly distributed across the day, so you're sleeping for 2 hours a day. And then there's Everyman, which is 1 3.5-hour core block and 3 20-minute naps. So you're sleeping for 4.5 hours. Now you might ask, why sleep that much? Aren't you supposed to sleep 9 hours a day? Alright. Well, it's been scientifically proven that when you sleep for that 9-hour block, you're actually getting only around 4.5 hours of deep sleep, which is the important part of your sleep. It's where the neurons connect better and all that stuff, all that magic occurs. And that's basically it. All the rest of the sleep, 4.5 hours, is just going, the other 4.5 hours is just basically thrown away. It's just time spent doing nothing. And it's kind of sad because people sleep just around, over a third of their day. That's the first thing. That's the productive people in our age, while other people sleep half or more. Especially teenagers. We tend to sleep a lot more. Now, so let's go back on polyphasic sleeping. It's you're supposed to do more on it, and I'm gonna actually just share my experiences with you. There are two main parts of my experiences. The first 3 weeks, which was pretty much hell. It's probably the worst part. It's trying to get used to it, and the rest, which was perfectly fine. It was very productive and awesome. And I'm gonna share my experiences physically and mentally. What are the sort of goods and bads, pros and cons about it. Alright, so let's take the first 3 weeks. What happened was, you're supposed to stay up for 2 days. In the first 3 weeks, you're supposed to stay up for 2 days, or like try Uberman, so you sleep only for 2 hours a day, just so you can get your body tired enough. So when you start Everyman, basically you're gonna sleep those 20-minute naps. You're not just gonna lay there. But I didn't do that. I didn't read enough. I was trying to be one of those people who's like, hey, I know everything. Let me just start. So I did it, and it was terrible. Basically, here's what happened. I have a lot of energy as a person. So what happened was, I started the sleep cycle, and I would literally lay on the ground for 20 minutes. Nothing happens. I don't get sleepy or anything. I'm like, oh, this is weird. Let me make it 40. Nothing happened. 1 hour. I literally, the first 2 days, I tried napping for an hour. Nothing happens. I just lay there. Basically, I didn't do that 2-day Uberman or whatever. So I wasn't tired enough to sleep those 20-minute naps. And here's another problem. When I was going for that 3.5-hour core block, I would stay awake in bed too. So I would be sleeping less than 3.5 hours a day, which which was pretty bad. Like, I would go to school very, very tired, exhausted. But that's the first 3 weeks. What's like what you will get physically is your back will ache. I'll tell you that much. Your back, you can't support it. So I really recommend getting some high-end. Try to get some coffee. Get some coffee, something with caffeine in it, just so you can get used to it for the start. That's what you probably need for the first 3 weeks. That's physically. Mentally, I did get very cranky. I started getting, like, you know how people when they're sleepy, they're just like very, very annoyed easily? That's what happened. Basically, if I'm sleepy, I get very annoyed. And that's what happened the first 3 weeks. And then I got used to it. So the third week started getting a lot easier. And I started getting used to it. After that was perfect. Basically, here's the thing. I'm up until around 4 a.m. and none of your friends are up at that time. Therefore, you're just going to be working. You're going to be like very, very productive during that time. That's what's good about it. That's why I like polyphasic sleeping, and that's why I sort of do it. Nobody's up at around 4 a.m. I can just work, and nobody's going to bother me. Even your workout sometimes, no one's going to bother you. You can work out, no one bothers you, you can do whatever. But here's what I want to say. If you're trying polyphasic sleeping as far as fitness-wise, don't do it, because for fitness, you won't see Cristiano Ronaldo, or here's a YouTuber, he's a strength trainer, Elliot Hulse. You won't see any athlete, you won't see any gymnastic, you won't see Michael Phelps, you won't see anybody, any athlete doing polyphasic sleeping, because it lowers your numbers. And this is what I'm getting into the second phase. It lowers your numbers, and it slows down your gains. You're not going to get a lot of muscle built, because a lot of your muscle building happens when you're asleep. And if you work out, you're going to need more sleep. So that's why you've seen a lot of people that work out, they sleep more than 9 hours. It's because your body needs that. So if you're planning on just doing it while you're exercising, you don't want to read, you don't want to do anything productive, then by all means don't even try polyphasic sleeping. It's just going to be a big mess, and you're going to come back giving me hate about it. You don't see those people. But who do you see trying polyphasic sleeping? You're going to see Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison tried polyphasic sleeping, and look at what he brought. He brought the light bulb, phonograph, etc. He brought all these inventions. Now, with all that said, let's move into the the rest of the time I did polyphasic sleeping. What I felt, I'm not tired anymore. I got used to it. Like my average day, I'm normal. I'm like this. I'm talking very normally. I'm less needy for sleep. You're gonna get your personality back. You're not gonna be that cranky person. That's as far as mentally. Physically, that's mentally and physically actually. You're gonna get your energy. Physically, what I've seen is my numbers actually went down. I'm pretty sure Ramadan, the fasting, had to do something with it, because I'm getting less food and I'm getting less sleep. But my numbers went down. So my 8-mile run, I used to do it in 55 minutes. I started doing it in an hour, so 5 minutes difference. But keep in mind, I was fasting, so I was getting less nutrients, less water, etc. And I was sleeping less. So it's basically, on both ends, I'm pretty much screwed. So that's why my numbers went down for running. And my bench press, I started doing 1 less set, and I dropped around 5 pounds, I think. I dropped 5 pounds in how much I can push. So, yeah, you're going to lose your numbers, you're going to lose your strength. But once again, this isn't for fitness. It's for being productive. It's for reading. It's for doing schoolwork. If you have if you have work, you have like any projects doing for your work. That's what you use polyphasic sleeping for. Now that we got all of that covered, what you might need and what I recommend doing is, one, get someone to help you with it. I'm not telling you go get your friend. Go get somebody from your family or something to wake you up, to help you wake up, because you don't know how many times I've had this. I would just fall asleep and my alarm rings and I just don't wake up. You know that time where you say my alarm didn't ring? Well, your alarm actually rang, but you woke up and you turned it off, but you just don't know about it. So either get someone to wake you up, or this is what I tried and it actually worked. I had a little bit of coffee before I slept. So before the caffeine really got into my bloodstream and all that stuff and activated, I would just follow. I'd be sleeping when that caffeine activates, and when I wake up, basically I have a little bit more energy to realize I'm on a sleep cycle and I have to get up and I have work. So get some caffeine, or get someone to help you out. I'm pretty sure the caffeine is necessary for most people because a lot of people these days, they just can't wake up on a normal basis. So if they're on a sleep cycle, it's going to be way harder to wake up. So they're going to need the caffeine no matter what. So yeah, you're going to need caffeine. You're going to need someone to help you out. Have a good working alarm, and it has to be loud. Make sure your alarm is loud. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Any final thoughts? I really don't know. I don't have. Once again, if you're doing this as far as fitness, don't do it. If you're trying to just talk with friends, don't do it. If anything that involves wasting your time, don't do it. Why do I do it? Besides fitness, I mean, I'm not too concerned about gains or anything. I just like to work out. But why do I do it? I program. I'm reading for the SAT, and I'm hacking. I'm learning some hacking. Basically, I'm doing virtualization and stuff like that. I'm gonna make another video about that. So I'm trying to be productive in my time. Once again, don't talk to your friends if you're gonna do polyphasic sleeping. Don't talk to them too much. That's what I mean. Don't always be texting them. Don't do any of that. Just text them when you can, and I recommend having a schedule. I mean, it's right here. It's kind of messed up. Has writing on it, but I literally put a schedule for my whole day, and you have to make room for people rather than make room for your work. So you have to be working the whole day, and you have to just know when to talk to people rather than the other way around. So that's basically it, guys. If you want to try polyphasic sleeping, then go ahead. If you want to check out the websites and the philosophy behind it, I'm going to put links in the description below. Basically, for Uberman and Everyman, you guys can check it out. And basically, that's it. Have a good day.